people that are here, so we're hopefully trying to get some good dialogue from you guys. I got a couple of topics that were thrown into the pot. I wanted to do a box and put it in there, but I didn't get time to get a box. But
it was after the Orlando situation happened, and a lot of people called in, and they were saying that they were, upset about what they heard and what happened and things like that kept happening. I think because it's such an eyeball in the media puts on.
Tough decision to make in less than a split second, and guess what? I got a Monday morning quarterback of the world that's gonna basically hold me accountable if I mess it up.
Hold on, you gotta go first.
No, my only thing is this about you don't know as far as with his hands. So it's just certain things that we have to do to help ourselves, keep ourselves safe. Yes, sir.
I understand how you guys feel like you're humans, you all make mistakes. But I know some people who commit crimes are already not in their right.
Just to keep the focus on everything is what we can do here between the people that's here, and then that'll stretch out between all of our own network and spread this conversation a little bit to try to heal and ease what's going on. I know you had your hand up.
No, one of them answered my question.
Florida. Now, I haven't checked that as far as Georgia yet, but when you have a system in place that is allowing that type of officer to be hired, which is what I, basically argued against for the city of Atlanta to make them married too. It's like you can't go out and just start hiring people because there's a group of them. Right. There's a group
with Atlanta, and when you ask the question about what do we do about a dirty cop, I say this to people all the time when this question is posed to me on the street and I'm arresting somebody. I tell them, look, a dirty cop ain't no kin of mine. They go to jail like anybody else. And I think a lot of times we fail to.
So to tell on somebody when you know that he has the power over everybody that will be investigating him.
Now this is just me personally, and I got a voucher right here. I did that in college and I got kicked off the basketball team because I spoke up against something that wasn't right.
That are here because we want to be like this. We're not getting paid to be here. We want to be here. My whole thing is I'm sick of cutting on the news seeing officer involved shooting. Like that bothers me for the simple fact because at the
police, and what does that fear turn into when they become a teenager? Exactly. So when you have a platform on your radio show, and you got people that wants to come.
Because it's no structure or nothing at home. They're missing something. And that gang feels devoid of whether it's brotherhood, whether it's camaraderie, or whether it's family. Joining something and not knowing what you're getting into, that's where they go wrong.
Turn them in, or why didn't y'all say anything? Those were guys I was looking up to. They were showing me the rope. I had no idea what was going on, but they were a part of what has been an infamous kind of a corruption thing here on the department.
Or they want to be on social media playing with
kids learn how to twerk. It makes no sense.
Just saying, they playing with them, and then they expect everybody to play with them. Everybody's not gonna play with them. You know what I'm saying? I have a job to do. Guess what? If you out here breaking
to get reintegrated in the community, to establish those relationships, because you got to look at what really changed the dynamics of the relationship in the community when you go back to the babies when the crack never came. So, and when you look at for the 12 hours, all the anarchy and chaos that's happening, where they're saying there's not going to be no first responder, no law,
get paid for being bad. And we have to change that narrative. And we have the same problem over and over, and not until we start doing something and let them see the positive images of ourselves, things not going to change.
But I grew up here. I'm a Grady baby. I grew up in Mechanicsville. I worked with Herndon Homes first in Mechanicsville, from bad areas similar to that. Dealing with, of course I stayed where it wasn't the best place, but they took care of me. The knuckleheads on the street, those big guys, no, you can't, he can't even come up here. You can't come up on Kennedy Street. You got to go over here and do this. You can't come up there. And like you said, if you got in trouble.
This officer shot this dude, and then a couple weeks later, we hear that they got off. We don't know the inside. Right. So the media is playing a major part in the perception of how we see police.
That's why we need more people like me and you to come out and be here so people can see people.
I give you even better, I don't mean to cut you off. The same area where I grew up, I was policing. So you take that and deal with it. You know, I tell people all the time, I had to deal with the same folk I went to school with and grew up with. Hadn't been in that. They hadn't been in that environment where you probably want to go in there with a couple of officers, you know, and not thinking you're just gonna roll in there by yourself. It depends on who you are. But I remember getting into something and having.
Me is a mental illness. How do you test for that? I don't know. How do you what type of desensitivity training is there? I don't know. What happens at that point where you can stop?
What else he got? So he'll take a swing at you or whatever it goes just to save face. And as an officer, you got to keep that in mind. You can get a lot more done by being respectful. Look, big dog, you gonna either raise up or I'm gonna get on this radio. I'm gonna call. Feel that standoffish with the police officers and vice versa. Like you said, most of us in here are older. Like chances are, most of us aren't having those type of interactions back and forth. It's the kids is the ones that really need to be in here kind of listening all day. And as you get older, on the movie Colors, I think he said, he was like, why run down the hill when I can walk? You know what I'm saying? And as an officer, you learn it. Like a lot of times people be like, hey, why don't you go chase after that car?
With the police, when we're supposed to be helping, we're supposed to be somebody that they look up to. But you're scaring your kids saying that he gonna take you to jail. No, I'm gonna take your ass to jail. You know what? That's only I'm not gonna take the child to jail.
I've been there for about 6 years. I don't even tell kids I'm a police officer when I coach baseball. I don't even tell the parents. Because once they start putting me as a police officer, it totally changes the equation. But once they get to know me as a person, now.
You know what I mean? And I think it's like you said, man, it just goes back to that. So I definitely understand what you're saying, because a lot of people aren't willing to risk their livelihood to just tell on one person.
I mean, how many people that's working in a profession, they actually have a plan B? Just wait.
And for whatever reason, you feel like, A, you shouldn't be getting arrested in the first place. B, why you got to do this? Because the question is always, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? You know, when the person is on the ground, why are you doing this? Why are you messing with me, officer?
I first got here, I used to hookah ball, to tell y'all that. All I did was play basketball during the day and then I'd go to work. None of them knew I was a cop. You know what I'm saying? So they knew me first as a basketball player. Then once they found out I was a cop, it's like, what? The time working in the game, you hear tell you, most of the people that's coming across my desk, who they look like. They don't look like him. They look like me. You know what I'm saying? And once you come across my desk, it's too late to talk. I'm going to do my job, and I'm going to do it to the full.